How to change a ceiling fan. First, foremost, make sure the switches are off. So I'm going to do that right now. That's the light. We'll make sure it's off. That's the fan. We just turned it off, so we get rid of the power. Most ceiling fans have a little hook that'll hang there. This is called an escutcheon that I'm taking loose. That exposes the wires. This is a light fixture, and so we'll take that off. This is your common on the white. If it'll come off. There we go. Green is going to be the ground, black is going to be the ceiling fan. And whether you're sure the power's off or not, you should try to behave as if the power is on, just in case. And this ceiling fan has a little gap in the back where you can just lift the whole thing up and off. I've already got the wires off, so there it goes. It's good to have a hand to do that, so you don't not climbing up and down a ladder with that in your hand. Typically they don't have threaded rod and nut coming out of the box, but this is just a flat steel pancake box. We read the instructions on how to make this a flush mount, because there's 3 different options: flush mount, down rod, or angle ceiling. One thing that's a good idea to do whenever you're doing this kind of thing with small screws is to finger start them, so you don't have to worry about stripping them. Then you can, once you finger start them all, then you can tighten them all up at the same time. Because this pancake box is not typical, but it'll work out fine. It's attached well, and it'll support the weight of the ceiling fan. However, normally you would have an empty box with the wires inside of it and a screw that would go in on either side of this, not a nut. So we said earlier that the red was the light, black was a fan. And then the ground goes to the steel frame here, so it's not attached directly to the fan, but the fan itself is attached to this. So tuck all the wires back up in there. Okay, we have the frame mounted. The last screw takes the longest to get out of there. Okay. This is going to go up, so the bracket goes on the dark side because that's the side that's going to be down. And then you just finger start these screws. just repeat that process through all. Yeah, that's really nice and easy. You want to make sure these blades are pushed all the way in against the screws. Otherwise they're going to be out of line. What I typically have nowadays is just a quick connect. You just plug them together. Now before I turn this thing loose, I'm going to turn the fan switch on. Yeah. These are the ones that can be trickiest to get lined up and screwed in. Go. Cooling this down. So one good thing about ceiling huggers, you don't ever have, well, normally you don't ever have to worry about balancing them because they're held right tight against the ceiling.